Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Spears and Steinberg podcast. Right here with Spears.
How y'all feel out there?
Steinberg. What time is it? Game time.
Hey there, Buttercups. This is going to be an O Steve from my man Thomas Savaglio. But before I play his O Steve, and he sent me two. Hey Thomas, I'm gonna do one of these of the two of these. He says real quick, here are two more attempts to make an O Steve since only Stefan made the cut. My bad about the voice, recovering from COVID. P.S. Still wondering what would happen if Burt Bridgewater met Burt Hot Dog Water, the trans version of himself that lives under the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. I'm gonna have to give that some thought, dog. I'll get back to you on that one. And since you never answered if Gemma took off her wig and had a million little antennas on her bald head wiggling around, would you or would you not fuck a space alien chick? That's an ode to the pest. I would fuck Gemma if Gemma took her head off her body. I'd still smash. That just got creepy and eerie.
Yeah.
Doo-doo. 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 All right, dog. So I'm playing your O Steve right now. Hope it's good. So, Steve, I'm going to send this to you. It's the second one where he does SpongeBob. And if you can, because it plays low in the phone, if there's any way you could turn the volume way up, appreciate that. And now I'm going to send this to you and count us in. Use the second one, the SpongeBob. Coming out of that in 3, 2, 1. What'd you think, Andy?
Not bad.
Not bad, right?
Not bad.
Okay. Yeah. I got another guy that sent me one. He tries to do, and he says, he apologizes in advance if the Eddie Murphy and Shaq impression that he does is not that great.
Doesn't live up to your standard.
Yeah, it didn't. But when I eventually get to it, I'm going to thank him for trying. And it's long, too. It's a little lengthy. And it ain't nothing wrong with being lengthy as long as you're good.
But was the impression bad, or was it just he needs more work?
Needs work. Yeah, it's okay to be lengthy as long as you're good. If you got a really huge cock, but you suck, then it don't matter. But if you got a big dick and you know how to use it, you make a lot of niggas jealous. Okay. All right. This first one is from, and I wanted to get into it with this nigga a little bit. It's from Proper Bopper. Andre 3000 will eat Jay-Z's fucking lunch. Top 5 Big Pac 3000 kiss Jada. Nigga, you out your fucking mind. Andre 3000 couldn't touch Jay-Z. Get the fuck out of here. That is clearly fucking regional Southern bias. Because he later tells me he's from the South. Get the fuck out of here. And I know you could say the same thing about me. Oh, you're regional cultural bias because Jay-Z, New York. Dog, no, I'm not. It just so happens I'm from where he from. But come on, man. Lyrical ability? Come on, man. Give me Andre 3000's best lyric. Best lyric. Get the fuck out of here. Now I really want to chew this nigga's ass because of the second thing he wrote. He goes, I live in New York. I live in New York now. Fucking food here is shit. Big ass greens, nasty tea, fake lemonade. I hate it here, but my gal is a native. So pussy got me here. These corny ass overdressed dudes. We men down in Southwest Georgia. Not Atlanta, but Albany. Everything below Macon. All right, first of all, proper bopper. You are out of your fucking mind. Dude, do you know that because of the cultural diversity that is New York is known for some of the best cuisine in the fucking world. Are you fucking kidding me? Some of the best steakhouses ever. And some of the finest Italian restaurants. Get the fuck out of here, yo.
Where's he eating? That's the question.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know where he's at.
And then you go on to say, yo, we dress like grown men in the South. Niggas in New York don't wear suits. And New York is known for fashion, savvy, swag. New York holds every year the Fashion Week. It is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, fashion show held in New York every fucking year. They only hold this fashion show in 4 places: Miami, Beverly Hills, New York, and Paris, France. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. Nah, B. I ain't letting you have that. New York is the mecca for fashion. Are you out of your fucking mind? Some of the biggest names in fashion and some of the biggest names in the model industry come out of New York. Nah, B.
Yeah, but to what he's saying though, there is more bad restaurants in New York than there is in the areas he's talking about in Georgia. But there is.
But it's New York. It's
because
bigger.
There's so many.
Yeah.
He's just visiting the wrong place.
Yeah, bruh. Come on, man. Del Frisco's, Morty's, Smith and Walensky's. Some of the finest steakhouses ever in New York. Oh, come on, proper bopper. Do better. All right. Let me read this one. Muskrat 17. What up, ANAL? Wait, though, Evan. Aries, I didn't know about you until the summer of March of 2017. I was listening you meant to say to the, damn, dog, we not even 3
That's a type to that's a type to
I
text.
don't give a fuck what it is, Andy. Well, why do you defend that? You can proofread, nigga.
Yeah.
$10 a lot of you. I was listening to the Mark Maron podcast where he interviews Willie Barcena and Steve Trevino about Carlos Mencia. Steve said that the last time he spoke with Carlos was outside the Ontario Improv parking lot with you there as well. I remember thinking that your name was ridiculous because I thought based solely on just your name that you may have been a cocky white dude that changed his name to Aries because he believed himself to be the comedy god of war. So I never cared to look into you until 2021 when I said, fuck it, and YouTubed you. I don't know if it was you who did it, but your special Hollywood Look I'm Smiling is on YouTube. I watched the whole thing with my wife and you had us both gasping for air. So that's the origin story as to how I found you. So let's get into the meat and potatoes. Long-time listener, first-time writer. I put the asterisk because I found your podcast back in April of 2021 and you guys were at episode 240. I listened to that episode and the one after it because 240 was a throwback or best hits episode and 241 was a normal episode. In 241, you said to go back and read the whole book, so I did. I should have been caught up months ago, but I'm the simple-minded type of person to get bored with anything fast if I consume it too often. I'm glad that I listened to you because the hardest laughs I had were when the dude told the story about how he and his friends would bang chicks in the basement and one dude fell on his way down the stairs and the girl realized what was happening. Another one was when you told the story about how your mom beat you and you were calling her a light-skinned bitch and she heard you on her way to the car. The absolute hardest I've laughed was when you told the story about the black dude with the dreads that was banging his girl and she sounded like she was giving birth to a full-grown adult giraffe. The part of that story that made me die laughing was when you said that you sleep naked, so it was like a like a little kid butt-ass naked by the parents' bedroom door in the middle of the night. Then you made my ass almost crash and cause a pileup on the I-5 near Livermore, California. I'm also one of your many truck driver listeners. When you said that you should have recorded on your phone for a few seconds, then cut away and be like, and please subscribe to Spearsburg Pod at random shit like that really makes me laugh. And like I said, I almost crashed. I was doubled over, getting lightheaded, swerving, coughing. I swear I must have looked like a damn madman to anyone driving by who may have looked into my window. Anyway, let me end this here because I could go on and forever. Love the podcast, love you, Aries, and love the big homie GT Andres. P.S. Annie, understand why you identify as white. More on that in another email for another podcast. Lahaim.
There we go.
Well, thank you, Brother Musrat. And I'm glad you listened to Obi-Wan Aries and started from the beginning. And I'm going to say this to anybody new listening. You do what you want, but I'm a strong believer, and a strong believer in this podcast and what we got brewing. I believe we serve you immaculate dishes, and I don't want you to miss and skip no meals. And that's why Andy and I may agree to disagree on this, but I believe in giving you the most potent cocaine, the most uncut, unstepped on, 100% Bolivian, uncut yayo, blue magic. And I think to get that kind of potency, you have to go from the beginning, and you have to clamp into the roller coaster and ride this journey because it is worth it. Can you listen out of order and enjoy? Of course. But can you really enjoy it? Yes. That's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, but as was pointed out to you last night, you can listen to the new episodes and go back and listen to the old episodes in order, catch up while listening to the new episodes, because like he said, he would never have been to our show if he was not listening to the new episodes and he was listening to the back episodes. You're causing people to miss out on some stuff that's going on right now. And I want to just point this out. I was saving this for this. And you even contradicted yourself last week on the podcast when you said, hey, I'm going to do these about these emails that were about, what was last week? No, about getting your ass beat emails.
Right.
And I'm going to give you these, they should have, we were doing that last week, but these came in afterwards. And I really wanted, I don't understand why they would have came in at a different time, but I'm going to do them anyway. Well, they're coming in at different times because people haven't caught up to that part and they can't participate in the podcast because you're not allowing them to, because you tell them to go back to the beginning. They could listen to the current episode and still come forward from the very beginning and catch up and be part of what's going on today. You want people to be part of the past and ignore what's happening right now.
No, I don't want you to ignore what's happening right now, but what's happening right now ain't going nowhere. It's going to be there for you when you get there.
But he wouldn't have been at our show last night had he.
Okay, well, from the Jewish standpoint of money making, I agree with you.
No, but it's also about what's listening to a current event.
I'm not going to agree with you on this.
I know, but it's also about, because you want your jokes to be the funniest jokes possible.
Who wouldn't?
Well, people who want people who's what they're talking about right now to be the funniest.
I know, but if I'm looking at what's more important, and this goes back to this conversation of what's my position on this? Am I a journalist or am I a comedian? I care more about the comedy than I do about, hey, here's my serious opinion on this. I care more about making you laugh. So that's more important to me.
Yeah, but you may be making them laugh about something that's going on today. Here's a good point, because you said if you don't know the origin, that you won't get some of it and it won't be as big of a laugh. It might be a laugh, but it won't be as big. But sometimes we're talking about things that are happening right now. Mm-hmm. And so those laughs are bigger because they're current and they don't have anything to do with the past podcast. So if you hear it today, you might get a bigger laugh out of it because it was current to what you're talking about and what's going on outside our walls right now. So you might be making those jokes less potent.
I'm Aries' stomach. That's how I feel about that.
Listen, dude, at the end of the day, people going to do what they want to do.
Exactly. So do what you want to do.
But do what I say.
Exactly. Do it the right way. Listen to what he has to say today.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. Let me do my Danny Glover neck roll.
Is this the one that you?
Yeah. And here's what I tried to do. I forgot about this email until I reread it this morning. And I sat in bed and I said to myself, you know, often our first reaction during an emotion is the wrong one. So I was like, if I would have read this, like let's say the first time I got this email and said, Andy, let's do the podcast, I would have it would have been Scarface balcony scene. Hey, fuck you, man. But then I let time go by, cooler heads prevail, and I go, you could read this without the venom, without the vitriol. So I reread it, and I was staying calm. But then I went, fuck that. It reopened things. So I'm going to try my best to be good here. But Temple like his father. I got issues with the commission, young man. You don't make them easier. Stay by my side. You are who you are. Godfather 3. When he fucking Joey Zaza. Remember that?
Yeah.
He bit Joey Zaza's ear off. Say it to my uncle's face one time. Come on, one time. Whoo, Temple like his father. All right. The Bobby Lee Situation by Henry Perez. Hey, A&A. My name is Giovanni. I'm a long-time listener and big fan, but first-time emailer. I want to start off by saying that you guys are killing it. Truly enjoy the podcast and have recommended it to many of my family and friends, and they also have enjoyed it. All right, now enough with the foreplay. Let's fuck. LOL. So, I'm also a fan of Bobby Lee and all of his podcasts. I know you're not a big fan of his, but you have to acknowledge the fact that he has created one of the best podcasts in the world, and not just with Tiger Belly, but also with his spinoff podcast, Bad Friends with Andrew Santino. I don't know where your resentment comes from for Bobby. Now, I'm going to read this whole thing before I comment, but I'm going to say this. Put a pin in that point right there. When you say resentment from Bobby, because I've already expressed this clearly. And if you listen to this podcast the way you say you do, then you're not listening. You should know this. But it's the second thing you say that got my knickers in a bunch. But in my opinion, and not to talk shit on you, but I feel like you are a little jealous. Doo-doo. 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 This is where the Mike Myers is about to happen. You're a little jealous of him because of all his success. And I think it angers you more because back in the Mad TV days, you were the big shot and Bobby wasn't shit. And I don't think you or anyone really thought he was going to have long-term success. But he has, and now he's doing many projects, including coming out in the new Sex and the City show. Look, Aries, you may not agree with my opinion, but I remember listening to episode 200 of your pod, and you spent the last 10 to 15 minutes talking shit on Bobby instead of celebrating the fact that you made it to 200 episodes, which is a big accomplishment, and saying thank you to all your listeners. Pin in that one. I believe that you are more talented and funnier than Bobby and many other comics, but they are all outworking you, brother. That's what makes MJ the GOAT. He knew he was better than everyone, but he knew that talent wasn't going to be enough, so he outworked everyone. He certainly did outwork a lot of people, but his talent was phenomenal over everybody else. So please, man, put more energy into your pod. Try to build your YouTube channel. Maybe build a mini studio in your house so you can video record, but put in the work. I hope you take this as constructive criticism from a fan that knows you can be better than these guys. La 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 la.
Well, he's giving you a lot of credit, though.
Here we go. First of all, here's where you fucked up with me, Henry. What the fuck would I have to be jealous about Bobby Lee for? What the fuck would make you use that word? First of all, and I've said this, my resentment for Bobby Lee started with this. I told you when Bobby Lee joined Mad TV, he had a substance abuse problem. And again, it was hard for the people on the show. Everybody was fighting for, excuse me. Jesus. Everybody was fighting for TV time. And as little as a lot of the white cast members got TV time, the black ones had to fight even harder. And being that, you know, Hollywood and television can be racial. When I say that Deborah Wilson, me, Phil, who were the only black people on the show, and at one point in time, Phil left, and it was just me and Deborah. And we are fighting for screen time, literally. And when sketches would get written, we'd get the packs over the weekend. We would read them and go, we would look and go, okay, there's, again, 10 sketches. I'm in 2. Both of them are with Bobby Lee. And because Bobby had a problem and Bobby couldn't read, he often tanked the sketches. So for the week, if you were in 2 sketches and both of them were with Bobby, if you were in 1 and you were with Bobby and he tanked the sketch, guess who wasn't on TV that week? Guess who got no airtime? And it wasn't just me. All of the cast members resented Bobby for that. So that was my biggest issue with Bobby. It's like, dude, you're on fucking national television. Get your shit together. Because your shit is affecting the rest of us. Now, if that makes me an asshole, well, then so be it. Then the other thing that bothered me with Bobby is Bobby would do dumb, silly shit to get attention and laughs. He would shit on his own floor. Literally take his pants off and doo-doo on the fucking floor in his fucking room. Or on certain places within the stages of Mad TV. I'm sorry, doo-doo's not funny to me. Caca will never be funny to me. So if I didn't have a certain amount of respect for Bobby because of shit like that, well then again, what do you want me to do? I don't think doo-doo is funny. When you say jealous, let me tell you something. If there's anything I'm envious over, it's Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan, to me, is the benchmark. Joe Rogan got a $100 million deal for Spotify, for his podcast. That's what I'm aiming for. I'm aiming for Joe Rogan money. The fuck I care about Bobby Lee's podcast? I'm looking beyond Bobby. And my biggest issue with Bobby is this. And part of what pisses me off is, how fucking dare you? You don't know what the fuck, how hard I'm working. I have busted my ass for this fucking podcast. Who the fuck do you think got the fucking deal with Laugh Button? Through my connection with Bobby. What's his name? The comedian. Robert Kelly. Half the shit that we've done on this podcast, I've done so much heavy fucking lifting. Being on No Jumper, being on fucking Got Us Drink Champs. I bust my ass for this fucking podcast and will continue to do so. You know how much of my own money I've spent trying to get shit done? Ain't nobody jealous of Bobby. I'm looking at Joe Rogan numbers. So when you make assumptions, and it's funny, you can't spell assumptions without ass. You make an ass out of yourself. My thing has always been this, and the people that know me, I said I wasn't going to do this, but here we go. To the people that know me, and when you go, that's another pin. When you go, you steady talking about Bobby instead of thanking your listeners, 200 episodes. You know how many times I praise Shamor, Mookie, Farrah? I say these names. Autobot, fucking Miles Crawley, Rand Foots, Junebug Spade.
Better put Kolsch in there. We're going to be okay.
Kolsch. Where are you getting your information, nigga? I love my fucking fans. I shout them out all the fucking time. Then you go on to say, my other issue with Bobby is this, and I've said, I'm accessible. I'm more accessible than I should be. You want to talk to me? Hit me up on Instagram. I talk back to people. So much so that a lot of people go, yo, you so real because you talk to your fans. Most celebrities don't. So if you want to talk to me, reach out. I have given complete strangers on Instagram my number. Who the fuck does that? And the other thing with Bobby that would piss, and this is why I really resent Bobby. I've said to Bobby, hey man, you have my number. Call me. What great entertainment would it make if I did your podcast and we can serve two things at once? You could help serve my interest in growing my podcast through your podcast, and we can serve the other interest, which is let's you and I hash this out. Let's be men and talk this out. Now, if you want to tell me fuck off or no, like Joe Rogan did when I approached him and he went, nah, hey, I respect that. But what you shouldn't do is be two-faced. What you shouldn't do is say to me, yeah, we good. Yeah, we'll make it happen. And then don't. That's what I have a problem with, the two-face. And then what Bobby would do is I've seen the footage. Bobby will go on different radio stations throughout the country, and when the radio DJs bring up Mad TV or bring me up, he shits on me. I've never done that to Bobby. I've never gone to a different radio station and went, Bobby Lee ain't shit. Never. So that's the other problem I have with Bobby. Be a fucking man. Say it to my face. Don't be sneaky. Don't be a fucking coward. It ain't got nothing to do with Bobby Lee's success. Fuck Bobby Lee's success. It's that sneaky, two-faced shit. Throwing dirt on my name in other fucking cities. That's my problem with Bobby. Taking shit and defecating on the floor and calling that comedy. Taking sketches. That's my problem with Bobby. Get your fucking facts straight, Henry. And stop making ass assumptions. Welcome back, folks.
Now, he did say, though, he admires your talent. He said you're more talented. But he did say it. I'm just saying, I understand what you're upset about. Bobby was on a podcast, and he said, though, you never asked him to be on our podcast.
Dude, if I say let's have a conversation,
yeah, I
you don't
get
think
that.
That's coming?
I get that, but that's...
But
yeah.
Furthermore, do you really need me to say that to you if I'm willing to go, dude, let's talk about it? Of course, one hand would wash the other. That should go without saying.
I'm just saying that's one of the things we're said.
That sounds like an excuse.
I know. I agree with you on that. But that's another reason why I understand why you get upset. It is the representation hasn't been fair.
Dude, let me tell you something. And Andy, you've seen it. We've the two moments on the podcast, the one where we hashed it out, and I got emotional, and the acting episodes where where I described the coming home, walking from the garden, and we talk about acting. Dude, I've cried over this shit, dude. Over this podcast, over my situation. Like, I've shed real fucking tears, man. So, don't insult me by questioning my work ethic. This shit is so difficult. You know how many times I've wanted to quit? But I'm never gonna quit until I'm in the ground. Because I believe in it. And if I'm stupid, if it makes me naive, if you want to call it whatever adjective you want to give it, stubborn, whatever, put it on my headstone. Because I believe in this shit, man. I believe in it. I don't know how, I don't know when, but I'm going to get to the promised land. If I got to crawl, go over, go around, go whatever. I'm gonna be in this motherfucker.
But I did want to say too on episode 200 when you did talk about Bobby, you were very careful, and I want to put this out because you weren't careful right now, and for people who did hear this for the first time, you were very careful about bringing up his substance problem and how you brought it up, and you treated it very kind. Let me just put it that way. You treated it very kind. You didn't just throw out there that this was the problem. You treated it as more than a problem, as, you know, someone dealing with something in their life that, you know, that they were fighting to control. You dealt with it very well. So also, if he didn't know about that, what was I forgot who it was.
Henry Perez.
Henry. I mean, you dealt with it very kind. I don't feel like when you actually described what the situation was, I thought you did it in a way that right now you were very honest and open about it and very raw. But I mean, I thought when you thought about it and you described the situation and the relationship you and Bobby had, I thought you put it together very well because you also described what he was going through, and you didn't hold that against him. You held what it did to what you were doing against him.
Right.
I thought it was very fair. So I just wanted to say that because if anybody's listening to this for the first time, that sounds really raw, and I felt it. I felt it what you were saying, but when you addressed it originally, you really did put a context into it, and you let everybody know, you know, that you saw that as more than just why you didn't get along, but you understood that he also had a substance problem, and you were very careful. And I wanted to commend you on that because I didn't at the time because you handled it very well, but. Go back and listen to that episode, and you'll hear how Aries actually addresses it.
You know, and you know, anytime you see growth of any kind, I think it's okay to pat yourself on the back a little bit because that means your work is paying off. You know, once upon a time ago, when Andy and I were on Anchor, in the beginning, we were getting ads. Then it got to a point where it felt like Anchor turned its back on us, and we were going, guys, where are the ads? And I'm going, part of the growth, part of wanting to secure a better financial status is we got to do more ads. We got to get bigger. And now I'm listening to the podcast and I'm like, holy shit, we are doing. There was an ad for Burger King the other day. I was listening. I was going, holy shit, I can't wait to see these motherfucking checks when they're supposed to pay us because there's so many ads now. So much so that I find myself at times listening going, God damn, man, we were making a good point. We were in a rhythm. Another commercial? Now I'm complaining about commercials. So it's like, and even when that happens, the question still becomes, how do we get bigger? How do we move forward? How do we get better? So that's why, to me, it came off like, dude, you're clearly a fan of Bobby's. And that's okay. But don't let your fandom cloud your fucking judgment.
Well, you know, and I think...
And assuming that I ain't doing shit.
No, and when you say, you know, the way he made it so personal, you have moments where you had problems with Bobby, and they've never been rectified, and you guys haven't figured out how to get it together. But, you know, I have no... You don't hold me to that standard where I can't like Bobby. I like Bobby. He's all right. I mean, I've met him only a couple times. He didn't have it. But like that podcast he does with Andrew Santino, no, I really like Andrew Santino.
Wow.
I like him a lot. And I think they're doing great together. So, I mean, there's no animosity or ill will other than this residual that's never rectified and then continuing to talk about it and not wanting to do anything about it. And I know that you're willing, and you have said that you would sit down and have this conversation, and he's not willing to do it. So that's
and you know, to another point, you know, I told Andy, you know, Neri wants to do a podcast with me, and when you want to talk about hard work and work ethic, yeah, Bill Burr has multiple podcasts. He has the Monday Morning. He's got the one with Bert Kreischer, Bobby Lee has another one. But my loyalty to this podcast and to Andy, I felt uncomfortable doing this with Neri. So I called Andy and said, yo, man, how you feel? Give me a blessing. You know, because in the vein of being what everybody else is doing, you should have more than one. That means you're working even harder. But I felt like, yo, man, am I doing the right thing? You know, I don't want to piss Andy off. I don't want to seem disloyal. So I talked to him about it. I brought it to him. So that's why it offends me when you question my ethic. Like you fucking know, and you don't. You out of pocket, B. You don't know how hard I work. You know? In March of 2020, of this year in the spring, CNN has this thing coming out. Like they do all the, 80s TV shows, late night talk shows. I'm on that. Plugging the fucking podcast on CNN. I just did Vice. That show that's on Showtime or HBO, that was on HBO. Vice. Doing some shit. Plugging the fucking podcast. Come on, man. That's offensive, man. And if you ever want to know something, ask me. Don't assume. Ask me.
But why do you let it get you this riled up?
Because I'm a riled up nigga. By nature, I'm fire. It's who I am. Maybe to my detriment at times, but it's who the fuck I am. Okay, on to happier notes. I like this. This is kind of cool. Nico Craig, GTA 5M. My guys, what's up with you and Andy? I'm going to keep this short, but do you remember saying how you wish you were in GTA? Well, it's a start, but we got you on TV in GTA. At least, LOL, this was definitely worth it. Check this out.
Check this out, my God. I know how you always sit there and said you wanted to be in GTA 5, you and Andy. I mean, it's a start. We literally have you in GTA 5
How
watching
do people do that? That's insane.
We're watching your stand-up. We just finished watching the Shaq one. I'm telling you, this is Nico, by the way. The motherfucker's from Mississippi, now residing over in Springfield, Ohio. That's my buddy Ace I was telling you about, his character. That's my character in blue.
How do people do that? Like, I wish I was savvy like that, man, with electronics. He literally had a clip of me performing on Gotham, in the GTA game as his characters are watching TV, but it was me, the actual clip on the TV screen.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. I didn't know that niggas from Mississippi could do that.
Yeah, that's why he moved to Ohio.
Right. Right. Those are important skills that are better appreciated in Ohio. He's got to put a video game female in there that walks into the frame and goes, I'm from Mississippi.
You need those beers open?
Beers open. Deidre and Johnson. Happy New Year. Hey guys, I would love for you both to watch the movie Don't Look Up on Netflix and share your thoughts. Also, Andy, regarding Godfather 2, the scene where Hyman Roth is in the hospital and about to be murdered by Michael's bodyguard / personal assistant. The police march past the nurses celebrating, barge into the room and shoot the assassin. How did they know he was in there? I had the awesome opportunity to see Godfather 1 and 2 in the theater when it closed the Tribeca Film Festival. At the end of the movie, there was a talk back with what's this?
Coppola?
Coppola. I'm about to say Capicola. Coppola, Tyler Scher, Diane Keaton, Pacino, Khan, Duvall, and of course, De Niro. It was great. Coppola talked about his trials and tribulations making the movie. All the actors described their experiences. There was even a Q&A with the audience. It didn't occur to me to ask the question of the director. Did you know that Coppola and Tyler Scher are brother and sister? Deidre and Johnson. Yeah, I knew that part.
Yeah, I knew they were related. I didn't know they were brother and sister.
Yeah, I knew that.
Nicolas Cage is actually from that family too.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I don't know the exact relationship, but he's part of that family.
Do you know the answer to her question?
No, I don't. I just assumed that they were checking because the police are marching. They're going through, right. It's the fall of capitalism, and so I thought that I never thought about it. I need to go watch it again.
Okay.
But I have my collection, and I bought a $60 DVD player so I can watch it, my stuff like that when I want to without streaming. I just have it right there so I can just.
You got a 4K TV?
Yeah.
You do?
Hmm.
And the player's 4K?
Yeah.
Wow, that's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, but the DVD though, I don't think
It's 4K.
Bluetooth, I don't think it is. So
right.
it's but I have it so that I can just go and rewind it. So I'm gonna go check out that scene now and see what happens.
When you watch a 4K HD movie that's compatible with the player and the TV,
yeah,
it is as sexy and smooth and seamless as a woman with new underwear on. It's just beautiful.
Well, it doesn't depend on the woman.
It could.
She has to be a 4K woman.
Yes.
Right.
But even if she's not, when the panties come off, it's high definition.
What about the movie? She brought up the movie that we should watch.
Yeah, we actually going to discuss it in Milwaukee. We were going to discuss it yesterday, but we kind of ran out of time.
But yeah, we did see it. It's
weird.
Yeah.
Weird to me. Weird.
We'll talk about it. We got it.
Joshua Pillow, ass whooping memories. Hello, Aries and Andy. Thank you for reading my email. This is therapeutic for some people.
I think it's important. I think we should try to get. I hope we get enough of these. We could have one of these every week.
Yeah, just give us your most memorable
ass whooping.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for reading my email on the podcast this week. I've been hearing all the ass whooping stories, and I thought that maybe I could add to the collection. I'm a rare breed. I didn't get too many ass whoopings as a child. I only remember a few, but between me and my brother was the one that got his ass whooped a lot. I remember one ass whooping in particular. Funny thing is, my mama didn't really whoop us a lot. I think partly because she didn't like it. And secondly, my mom would save a tab on you for ass whooping worthy shit. Well, one day my brother was popping off at the mouth at my mom, and he had told my mom she wasn't going to do nothing to him and he could do what he wanted. Well, my mom did not take kindly to that. She chased his ass all around the house and finally caught him in my room while I was watching some cartoons. She grabbed him by the arm and started to whoop him with her hands on his ass. He put himself on the ground thinking that if she couldn't get a good angle on his butt, she couldn't continue to give him the whooping he deserved. But he was wrong, very wrong. My mom proceeded to give my brother a UFC like ground and pound of slaps all over his body. I knew my brother fucked up, but I knew he really fucked up when my mom was.
Dude, I'm sorry to stop you because I know you're in the flow.
Uh-huh.
But when there's a part where he says he fucked up, he really fucked up.
Mm.
If that was read in a Morgan Freeman voice, I'm sorry, but
wait.
He was wrong. He was very wrong.
Okay. Right here, boom. Let me go back a little bit. As if she couldn't get a good angle on his butt, she couldn't continue to give him the whooping he deserved. But he was wrong, very wrong.
I'm sorry.
I feel like it was perfect. I feel it.
I heard Morgan feel it.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
sorry.
It adds to the drama.
Sorry. Yeah.
Let me see something. Let me. I got to do it a little bit now. My mom proceeded to give my brother a UFC like ground and pound of slaps all over his body. I knew my brother fucked up, but I really knew he fucked up when my mom was talking to the beat of the slaps she was hitting him with. I remember her saying, "I don't know who the hell you think you're talking to. I'm not one of your little white friends. I don't know who the fuck you think you're talking to. I'm tired of you." I'm tired of you thinking I'm one of your little friends and you think you can talk to me any way you want to. When she started to not be able to talk with the slaps, I knew she started to smack in double time. It got to a point where I believed I should step in. I was like, "Mom, stop. Mama, stop." I attempted to pull my mom off of him, and that's where I fucked up. And my mom hit me with a Bruce Lee back fist. I stumbled back like 3 feet and sat back on my bed. Then my mom stopped whooping my brother's ass and walked out of my room. I saw my brother on the ground laid out as my mom walked away to her bedroom crying. I dragged my brother, who was exhausted, back to his room, and I told him, you need to stop running your mouth to mom. And if you do, don't bring it to my room. Sometime later, my mom went to my brother's room and told him she was sorry for whooping his ass like that, but he needs to understand that she ain't one of his little friends. She hugged him, kissed him on the forehead, and he replied, I know. That wouldn't be the last ass whooping for my brother, though. I learned 2 lessons that day. 1, mind my damn business. 2, lock my door when I see my brother run from an ass whooping. If you happen to read this, I'd like to thank you both for taking the time to read my email. I'd also like to say that I love the podcast and I hope to be able to see you guys at a comedy show one day. P.S. $10 a lot of money for y'all. Last week on the podcast, Andy said ethnicity.
Oh, yeah. I fucked that all up.
And he asked you if he was right on how he said the word. You said, yeah, that's how it's said. The word is ethnicity.
See, there we go.
If you think I'm bullshit, the moment happens around 6 minutes and 58 seconds in the podcast. Y'all can do what y'all want with the $10. Peace. You know, sometimes when Andy starts to say things, it's like the action pool at Action Park. I get caught in the vortex and I pull down whoever's near me as we both drown.
I have nanotechnology. It just moves from me to you. You know, there's one line in there
Right.
that's key to letting me know that he didn't get his ass whipped very much, though.
What is that?
Because he says he doesn't in there, but I
Right.
know that he doesn't from this one context clue.
Uh-huh.
I was in my room watching cartoons. I didn't get a TV in my room when I was a little kid.
Oh, you didn't have one at all?
I didn't have one when I was a little kid.
Right.
No.
Right.
There was 2 TVs, one in my parents' room and one in the living room, because
Right.
my parents wanted to know what the fuck I was watching.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. That's I just think if you had a TV in your room, you had a softer upbringing than I did.
Yeah, me and my sister shared the same TV we couldn't afford. We had TV in the living room, and me and my sister had a TV to share, and my parents had a TV in their room.
See, that's you were living grand.
Yeah. Grand is when you got your own shit. Danny Malone, Southern rapper, Disclosure. What up, Aries and GTA Andy? I was listening to the pod 325, and I heard you say there isn't a Southern rapper breathing that can fuck with Jay-Z. Apparently, you didn't go to the underground circuit to offset your opinion. I can name one you probably never heard of from Texas with OG status that will swallow Jay up with technicality, punchlines, bars, and storylines out of this universe. His name is K Reno from Houston. Check him out on all platforms and follow up with me on the pod with this. And apparently some of the best rappers are underground. And in my opinion, Jay can't fuck with K. All right, I'll try to check him out, but that's going to be a hard sell for me because Jay's a monster, man. And I know that Southern rappers come with their own flow, cadence, style, especially in the Houston area. So that alone, it may not get me, dude.
You got to check it out.
I'm gonna check it out.
But when the name Reno, I think of Doc Holliday and shit like that.
Oh, Reno. Yeah. I'm your Huckleberry. Marcel Anderson. My mom doesn't play. Yo, what up, good double aces? Hope all is well and you both enjoyed the holiday season. I know I'm late, but the worst ass whooping I got was from something I did not do. My mom gave me some money to get ice cream. My cousin and I got our ice cream. My cousin and I got our ice cream. Oh, mine began to melt, so I gave my change to my cousin to give back the change to my mom. Turned out to be a mistake. I enjoyed my ice cream, and later on we went home. While taking a bath, my mom busted through the door like the LAPD, screaming, "You steal from me, motherfucker?" The first strike landed on my ball sack. Damn, you was in the tub though. How'd she get to your nuts?
Probably
Made him stood up?
An arm yank, man. My mom used to. Mom has a powerful arm for about 10 seconds.
Right. And you was wet. Oof. That's a different kind of sting.
Yeah.
Totally submerged. I felt like Kunta Kinte and Roots. I explained to I explained to my two, yeah, dude, I think some of these ass whoopings make y'all fuck up in your memory. $10, a lot of what? I explained to my mom that I gave the change to my cousin and that she must have kept it. So she calls my cousin and her daughter, who I went to the store with, admitted to keeping the money. I'm over there sniffling and convulsing from the trauma I just endured. And my mom said, next time you return my money or I'll beat your ass again. On last week's email episode, my mom loved your rendition of It Ain't Easy Being Green. The new Matrix is horrible. Yo, Andy, thanks for the Rittenhouse videos. Marcel. It's not easy being a nigger. It's not easy, the life I live. I've got 7 black niglet kids, and I have to pay child support. Divorce is an extort. It's not easy being a nigger. All right. I'm not getting it. So the cousin admitted to keeping the money.
But she didn't ask the cousin to bring back the money.
She asked him.
To bring back, I'm going to give you the money, you get your ice cream, and you bring back the money.
So because he gave it to her and she kept it, she was mad at him.
Now, had he said, I gave the money to, she might have said, I told you to bring back the money, you go get the money. And he wouldn't got the beating. But once you get the beating, she ain't going to take back the beating because you didn't follow the directions.
So 100%. It's his fault.
It's his fault. It is his fault. I mean, no way, but mom isn't going to, and mom might have handled it different had she known in advance.
Right.
But she didn't know in advance. And you don't take back a beating once you give out the beating because that would make you, that would make you wrong as a parent. And we all know when your parents are beating you, they're never wrong.
So does he have a right to be mad at the cousin, though?
If she intentionally kept it, yeah.
Okay. I wonder if he said to her, give my mother back the money. She said, yeah, and said, fuck that.
Could be.
Damn. So he kind of got an ass whooping he didn't deserve, but he fucked up though still.
But yeah, it wasn't his fault. He was convicted completely wrong.
Right.
Because he was going to give back the money. His crime was not following mom's direction to the T.
Yeah. Yeah. That works like that.
Yeah. I've gotten those beatings.
Okay. Darius Davis. Traumatic ass whoopings. Yo, my niggas, what's good? Just wanted to get some shit off my chest. First off, real quick, niggas need to stop acting like the COVID shot is equivalent to a Thanos snap. I like that. And incidentally, I just got my booster. But back to these ass beatings. So I have 2 that were both hilarious and fucked up. I'll shorten them so it won't be long. First, traumatic ass whooping. So one day my pops took me to football practice. I was balling out while pops was watching. On the way home, he was just chopping it up on some life shit. I felt like we had broke new ground to the point where he felt I was maturing. As we walk into the door, we are laughing and shit. And as soon as he opens the door, my mom is holding up 4 school referrals that I had hidden in my room. A&A, I swear to God, if you could see the look of disappointment on my pop's face, it was like, damn, this nigga ain't changed at all. He beat my ass, and the whole time after that, I wanted to drop kick my mom with a sweet chin music like Shawn Michaels. Yeah, if you did that, your father would have murdered you. Second ass whooping. Yo, so this one was kind of funny. I knew I was fucking up in school, and I knew that the school called my dad. So when I got home, I expected him to start beating. But he was nice as shit. He cooked some bomb-ass dinner, and I voluntarily washed dishes. Now, normally my bedtime was 9:30. I tried to be cute and lay down at like 7:45. I had bunk beds, so I was at the top just in case the nigga tried to get me in my sleep. So if you on the top, he couldn't have got to you. But as I'm laying down thinking I survived the day, my door opens and I see my pop's silhouette. And as I glance down, I see the silhouette of this big ass belt. He said, get your ass up. When I tell you the climb down the bunk bed had to be the longest ever. LOL. I said this nigga used the Jedi mind trick, But that's my story. Much love, you guys.
That second story is a Jedi mind trick. You think you think you're doing everything right. I'm going to wash the dishes.
Right.
Yeah, I fucked up. Dad knows I fucked up, but yeah.
But two things. You voluntarily washing dishes and you going to bed early. Did he give himself away?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He might have got the ass whooping regardless.
Yeah, he was going to get that ass whooping regardless.
But when you throw trying to be slick on top of shit, that's all the ammunition parents need. To them, it almost feels like a guilty pleasure. Like, this nigga think he's slick? He don't wash dishes and went to bed early, 2 things he never does? Oh, I got something for him.
That was the Last Supper that he made.
Yeah.
But I did like the first one. The thing that is the saddest to me, seriously, it's the saddest in that beating. Man, to have a moment with your dad, and you think like seriously, because that's life right there.
Right.
To have that moment where you think things are like, yeah, you know, my dad, we're having this. This is to come, you know, like you feel something like different.
Right.
And then you get home and your mom just like, it like puts on the emergency brakes on that relationship and goes, nope.
And part of you is thinking, because you had this moment with your dad, maybe he'll cut you the slack.
Yeah, part of it, but I think you're also thinking, damn, I just wish I could have. I wish that you have to be mad at yourself too, because you wish that moment would have lasted. You know, that moment with your dad that you could have had, that moment that you know, everybody wants that Brady Bunch moment where you have that thing. Yeah, but you don't get to have it because.
Well, and then he said, when he looked at his dad had a look like, this nigga don't ever change. So there was also the disappointment of knowing your dad is like, damn, dog.
Because the mom actually took that moment, and it wasn't the mom, it was what he did, but the mom inadvertently wasn't aware of this great moment that was happening, took it away both from the son and the father.
Right.
Yeah. And just,
Damn. That was
that one to me hurt me the worst when I heard it. The other one was really fun. It was funnier, but I would have thought you would want to be in the lower bunk because your dad can't get to you. It's like you can't hit someone on the bed. Well, when you were in between
I would think it wouldn't matter because they're gonna drag you out of that bed.
Either way, yeah.
Yeah. Who gets their ass whooped while in bed?
My dad made me bend over.
So you get to the ass?
He'd take your pants down, bare ass, and then he was probably already like at a size 42 belt. So that fucking thing was
right.
And then you know, since when you're heavy, you stretch out that leather so it's a little thinner, especially, and when that shit hits you.
Yeah, I'm telling you, dude. After you felt the sting of an extension cord, that belt is nothing.
See, I never got that. I'm thankful that I never got that.
That's slavery shit. That's a whip, nigga.
My mom, I told you, was a beautician though, and so she used to hit me with that black brush. It was a big brush, and she broke that brush.
On your what? Where would she hit you?
On my ass. I don't
think that would hurt though. A cushion. You got ass. The brush. How much pain could that?
Nah, because it's plastic and it's big, and she'd get me, and but the problem was she never really got my ass well because she'd be doing that one arm hold while you're trying to move. Right. So she hit you on the thigh, on the side, wherever it landed. But that was your fault because, and again, that goes back to what I said on the other email. It's your fault because you're moving. It's not. Mom's not going to take the response. I hit you there because you were moving, right? Not because I hit you there. You were moving.
She never said to you, stand still.
Stand still. You're moving. I'm just, yeah, she would yell at me. It was my fault.
Right.
But, then you try to play it up that next day or whatever. Go, my side hurts.
Was there ever a moment where you knew growing up as you're getting older, this is the day this stops? Like you knew your mom knew this is it. He's too big. He's too strong.
When my mom was mad at me and she lost her temper and she had my dad beat me.
So even though she didn't do it, she passed it off to him.
She passed it off to him. He wasn't mad, but she called him out. And this is the kid. You need to take care of this. And that was.
And at that point, if you wanted to, could you have, in your mind, said to yourself, I can physically stop him and be successful?
No. My dad was always big. I wasn't going to stop him. I wasn't going to stop him.
Okay, so even with him, what age were you when you knew he knew it's over?
When I moved.
Oh.
When I was a kid that I never snuck out. I never snuck out because I knew what the ass beating would be. I would be better off saying to my dad, I'm going to go over to my friend's house, and he'd say, be home by whatever time, and stay out past that time.
Right.
Then I could call and say, hey, Dad, I'm this fucked up, whatever. I'll be back at this time. And that would have been, I would still got in trouble.
Right.
But I wasn't sneaking out. I wasn't trying to slide. Dude, I'll tell you this story real quick. I should have learned this when I was young. I don't know how old I was, but I know I was in elementary school. And my dad had gotten a bunch of Playboys from somebody. Like someone gave him a stack, like a fistful of Playboys. And I saw them, and I decided that I took my bath and everything. I got ready to go to bed early. My dad knew that I never wanted to go to bed early, so he knew something was up. And so I went and did something. I tried to hide it in my pajamas because I was going to I was going to go look at it in my room. And my dad called me out and he goes, hey, what are you doing there? What do you got there? What are you doing? I forgot if he caught me with it or if I had already put it and hid it in the room. And I lied about it. And so I got a beating, not because it was a Playboy. I got a beating because I lied about what I was doing. That was my dad. My dad, the worst thing you could do is lie to him. The worst thing you could do. So like sneaking out of the house would have been 100 times worse than that. So I didn't do any of that kind of stuff in front of to him. I would know I wasn't going to make it home on time and then come up with an excuse.
Right.
But that was different than a straight up lie to your face. That was the worst. I remember that though. I'll never forget that. I got beat.
Your brother's older than you, right?
No, he's younger.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
he was the baby.
Was there ever a moment where you thought to yourself, if this man tries to put his hands on me, I'm going to knock him the fuck out?
No.
Never?
No.
Dude, there was a couple times as I got older, I thought to myself, I should hit this nigga. I'll take his ass out. My father was like, when I tell you my father was like James Amos in Good Times, he scared you like that. His bravado, his when he raised his voice. And I just never felt like I could take that nigga. Even though out of anger I wanted to, I just never believed I could take him.
Yeah, no, I never believed I could take my dad. And in my head, though, the way that I looked at it and the way that he had said it to me, and I understood this was his house.
Right.
I was a guest in his house.
Right.
All of his kids were, even though I was, even though he wasn't my biological father, he treated all the kids like we were all guests in the house. This was his house. His name was on the bills.
Right.
The mail came in his name. This was his house. So I knew that if the only way that I never could do exactly what I wanted to do was move out. And I moved out as soon as I was able to.
Right.
I mean, I was done. I was ready to go.
I'd love to hear those stories, guys, from the dudes. Like, what was the story where you knew your parents knew that they couldn't fuck with you no more? Like, what was that moment where you just went, it's over, it's over? And I'm why ain't the lady? Y'all see that? This is why women suck. Women, y'all didn't get beatings. Where are the female whooping stories?
But see, do dads beat? My dad would never. I think he might have slapped he might have spanked her like
my sister got spanked whoopings,
but not. I don't think my sister ever got. Maybe she did. Yeah. It's funny. My brother will talk about this, and I go, "Dude, I don't remember any of this stuff." And he goes, "How do you not remember any of it?" I go, "Because once I was done with it, I was done with it. Left. My family still deals with some stuff. I'm like, no, I left, and I left that. I've said this is what I'm going to do in my life, and I'm doing things differently, but I'm not doing that, and it's worked out all right. I don't think I'm bad.
All right, let me read one more. I swear, whenever I go, it's Cosby, and whenever I go, it's Pacino.
You don't notice this about yourself, but I'll tell you something that you do. If we talk about Eddie Murphy, you'll do the Eddie Murphy finger. When you talk, you'll do that. It goes
like,
you might not do the voice, but you'll do as soon as if we talk about Eddie Murphy, it comes up. It's a natural thing.
That's my Eddie Murphy obsession. Let me just pick one. Let me read this one. Andy back to saying dumb shit again.
Oh, good. Let's hear that one. How old is it? Month?
December 8th.
Okay, good. Well, that's a long one.
Yeah, no, let me not.
I don't read these in advance, guys, so just to let you know. So I don't know any of them.
80s movie or slapstick. Yeah, that sounds fun. Okay. Ephraim Young. One 80s movie and a slapstick. What up, fellas? My 80s movie, Band of the Hand. Great movie about some punks that are reformed and trained by a bad motherfucker. They go back to their neighborhood and try to save it from rival gangs. A dope movie, great cast, and directed by Michael Mann. Second movie on the slapstick level, like Naked Guns, is Loaded Weapon 1. I remember this.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah, a spoof on Lethal Weapon with Samuel L. Jackson and Emilio Estevez. Funny as fuck, and just like the Airplane and Naked Gun style of comedy at the bottom of the screenshots of the movies. Happy Holidays, Ephraim Young out of Catskill. That's Sam Jackson, Emilio Estevez, Band of the Band. Have you ever heard of that one?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Dude, you know what I just noticed? They don't make slapsticks anymore. What was the last slapstick comedy you saw?
The only thing close to it is any like Jim Carrey movies that he had.
But that's not slapstick.
No, but it's the closest that you can see something where some.
No, give me a movie. Not even close. Slapstick is such a specific brand.
Well, then it's the Three Stooges.
Well, I ain't been that far back there. No, I think the last ones were the Naked Gun movies.
Yeah, but did that have that much slapstick in it?
That's all that movie was. That is a slapstick movie.
What do you mean with like ducking and boards hitting and punching like that?
You know, like when in Naked Gun, when they go, when him and the dude are eating pistachios and they're throwing the shells out the side of the door, then they go to get out the car and it's mounted up to the door.
Yeah.
Or that scene where what's the Presley bitch? Elvis's ex Presley.
Lisa Marie Presley.
That's the daughter.
That's the daughter?
She's going up the steps in the library to get a book, and Leslie Nielsen is down at the bottom of the steps, and he looks up her dress, and he goes, "My, that's a nice beaver you have there." And then she hands him an actual beaver statue. That's slapstick.
Okay.
That kind of comedy.
I thought it was physical.
No. It's those gags. They're gags. Can I be frank? Yes, but I'm still Steve. That kind of shit. They don't make those movies anymore.
No.
I wonder why. Like, they're just not profitable? Because those Naked Gun series were profitable.
I just think the mentality is different.
That might be it. Yeah. Like, remember Hot Shots Part 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's slapstick.
Okay. No, I always thought slapstick was more of the physical comedy. So
No.
Okay, I'm wrong. Trying to think if there's anything that's been like that though recently. I can't.
Or if you have an erection and you give your dick a flat slapstick.
Slapstick. There you go.
Yeah.
No, it's not one either. Oh,
Yeah, it's just silly. It's almost cartoonish comedy.
those movies.
Airplane.
Yeah, but those movies that like the spoofs on the Scream movies or those.
You might be right.
Those would be
Those
like,
slapstick. Yeah. Airplane when she's blowing up the air pilot doll, and because she's down there blowing in his dick, he's smiling.
And then he smokes a cigarette.
Yeah, that's silly comedies like that.
Yeah, I just.
Cartoon comedies.
Yeah, I guess that's just not.
Yeah, I think you said it best. Mentality. Like, that's just, people don't,
I'm our listeners probably aren't going to give me a hard time for this, but if it gets listened to out of context on this, it would be interesting to see. Here's why. This is why. And I was going to make it kind of like my own thought, but I'm going to put into this. Maybe the mentality, as we're saying, is because if you went and did a version of on trans naming, that would be almost like it's a he, it's a her. You know, it goes back and forth. Our mentality doesn't allow us to make fun of that kind of stuff anymore. The way that we're supposed to address things.
And that's a tragedy.
Do you know what I mean, though?
Right. Okay. Just do this is short and sweet. Fuck it. Jalen Vinegar, last one. What's up, Aries and Andy? For the last week, you guys have been talking about your favorite Eddie Murphy films. My top 5 in order is number 5, 48 Hours, number 4, Harlem Nights, number 3, Coming to America, number 2, Beverly Hills Cop, and 1, Trading Places. I also have 2 movies to recommend when it comes to man food movies. The first one is Kingsman, The Secret Service. It's a spy movie that has Sam Jackson and Michael Guyton. I love those movies.
Did you see the new one that's coming out? It's just The King's Man.
The King's Man?
Yeah, there's a new one.
Oh, really?
It's like, I guess, the origin story, but it's supposed to be way more over the top than the other one.
Sound like they're going in a gay direction.
No.
The King's Man.
No.
Okay. I just love it because I remember the first one. They actually had like a hardcore anal reference joke.
Yeah, well, I think this next one's going to be even more over the top, so I'm excited to see it.
The other is a revenge story called Faster with The Rock and Billy Bob Thornton. Both movies are probably the best man food movies this past decade. Other than that, keep up the good work. Dude, I watched, what's it called? I just watched this movie on Netflix with Ryan Reynolds and The Rock. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Yeah, please look it up. I want to say it's called Code Red, but I know that's not it. It starts with a C.
I'll just put The Rock in and see what movies.
No, say Rock and Ryan Reynolds. Because if you put Rock, it'll bring up everything but that, I think.
Rock and Ryan Reynolds movie.
Damn, he butchered Ryan Reynolds. I think you said Ryan Reynolds.
Did I?
Yeah, you said Rock and Ryan Reynolds.
The Rock and Ryan. I can't say it for real.
Here we go. I always know I could beat Andy to this.
I should have just done it my way.
Dum 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 dum. The Rock and Ryan Reynolds.
Here's one of their picks.
Red Notice. I knew I was going to beat you.
What is Red Note? What is it?
Matter of fact, it's Ryan Reynolds, The Rock, and Gail Gadot, and the 3 of them play expert, like super expert thieves. Dude, I gotta say, man. First of all, it's a good movie. It's good man food. It's a good entertaining movie. Ryan Reynolds is so goddamn good at that sarcastic wit.
Yeah,
like Jason Bateman.
Yeah,
he's really good at delivering that. I gotta say, man, Gail Gadot is so fucking beautiful. Like her face is gorgeous.
You know she's Israeli, right?
Yes, but then there's nothing else. There's a scene where she gets out of the water because she's on a boat with The Rock, and she has on a bikini. I mean, nothing. Dude, her ass is as flat as an ironing board, and she's a chest with nipples. There's no meat, nothing, but her face is beautiful.
Can't have everything.
Oh, that is such a tease. That's like fat chicks who are really cute, but they're fat. It's a waste of face. What a waste of face.
So you believe if someone, they shouldn't have anything. If they can't have the whole package, they should just.
I mean, but listen, there's some dudes. There's a lot of dudes who date chicks who are gorgeous facially, flat asses, little breasts, or no breasts. I can't do that. You gotta have some fun. Where's the fun? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
an ass that jiggles is visual. An ass that's big and bubbly is something soft that you can touch and mold and play with and rub. And when you're hitting it doggy style, you got the visual of the bow, wobble, wobble, wobble. You know what I mean? Big breasts are blah, 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 blah. Where's the fun?
When you go out and they're good people and they have a nice face and they smile at you.
You ever try to motorboat jet on a woman with no tits?
No.
It feels like you're smearing your lips on glass.
What if it made that noise the whole time you're doing it?
On a flat chest?
Yeah. What if it sounded like sneakers on a basketball court?
That's what it would sound like. That's what it would feel like to motorboat. Just chest with nipples. All right. So imagine having buttocks and all right, music is. Any announcements?
Yeah, where we're going to be. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be at debuting for the first time at the Milwaukee Improv next week. We're going to be there from the 13th through the 16th. Then we're going to be at the Cleveland Improv the 21st to the 23rd. And then Aries is going to be at the Denver Improv the 28th and 29th. And I will be at the St. Louis Helium Garage in the side room doing my 2 shows, trying to get my album together. I'll be out there if you guys want. If you're in the St. Louis area, I'd like some tickets or something, hit me up. And I just want to also say that February, we're going to be at San Jose the 4th through the 6th. And then that's a big week. The following week, Aries is going to be at the Houston Improv the 10th through the 12th, I think, only. No Sunday on that one. And I will be at the Helium in Indianapolis. I'll be on the 9th recording my album. That's on a Wednesday. And if you're in Indianapolis and you like tickets, you want to come support, listen to me record my hour of and see if I can get some momentum going. That would be the 9th at the Helium in Indianapolis. And then I'll be there the rest of the week at the Helium in Indianapolis. All right, you guys. What else you got? You're going to do it, aren't you? Oh, man, that microphone is dead.
The quarterback is toast. It's the first one of the new year.
Dude, the way you fart on that, though, and then bring the microphone up to your face right afterwards, you're going to get pink eye.
Harry Stomach got the butt. I'm going to have 3. I should have two puppets. My stomach and my ass. I'm Harry Stomach. I'm Mary's ass. Okay. We have officially immaturely bottomed out. You bottomed out. All right. Don P. What's up, man? Spoke to you briefly on Instagram. Jesus. Well, the last thing he writes is, appreciate the exposure. I grew up in Africa watching you. I'm saying all this, folks. I don't know what this nigga's socials, YouTube, or link to the... He sent me links. He didn't give me any ways for you to contact him. He's probably still in Africa, and they're just getting around to technology.
No, they have that in Wakanda.
No, we have vibranium in Wakanda. We don't have the right technology. We do have, because fuck. Damn, I wish I could have done better with that.
Again? Dude, they sound so wet and gross.
No, it's a dry rub, nigga.
No, man. Dude,
That is a dry rub.
sound wet.
If it was a wet rub, I would slide out of my seat. It's a dry rub, nigga. All right. Don P. This is his shit.
Oh, dude,
Oh, you smell it?
that one's bad.
Oh, woof.
Dude, they're not usually bad. That fucking thing. Ari's stomach just died. That is remarkably bad.
All right. This is Don.
This is how COVID got started.
This is Don P. from Africa. Enjoy.
It smells just disgusting here right now.
All right.
I hope you make it, Don P.
Thanks
for listening to the Spears and Steinberg podcast. If you'd like to know who's responsible for this shit, well, it was hosted by Ari Spears and Andy Steinberg, produced by Steve Merrick and Anthony Holmes, executive producer Robert Kelly and Matt Kleinschmidt for the Laugh Button podcast. For more information on where to find us, visit www.spearsbergpod.com.